webinar. So thank you so much for joining us. We would like to also welcoming some participants from outside Indonesia. I think there are some participants. Hi, Mr. or Miss Jae-Yoon Shin, Mr. Jung Hwan Kim. Hello, how are you? How was your day? Thanks also for joining us, participant from Indonesia. Please, Bajul, come to the stage, join us.
Where is the stage? Okay, Lukman, thank you very much for your introduction.
Okay.
Let's start the webinar today. We begin the webinar. We will have a session from Mr. Ken. Please welcome Ken to present your presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Giulietto.
Welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kenneth Ko, who is the CEO of ArcData. First of all, we sincerely thank you, Giulietto and his team, for inviting us to this great event. Through this event, we will focus on explaining how our product can be applied to your business. Let me introduce Ms. Kato, who is in charge of sales at ArcData. From now on, Kato will have a presentation regarding our product and company. Ms. Kate, please join us.
Thank you, Mr. Kenneth. I'll be your host for giving a presentation about today. Okay. Sharing 되고 있죠. Okay. Okay, hello everyone. My name is Kato, and I'm in charge of overseas sales and marketing in ArcData. I'm very delighted to have an opportunity to introduce our company and Arc for CDC, which is heterogeneous database replication solution. I would like to thank you first for taking your time to be here. For today's webinar, first I will briefly introduce our company and explain the concept and the architecture for Arc CDC. Then I will explain the key feature, demonstrate the use case that can be implemented through this product. And finally, the real reference cases we have actually built. So let's start by introducing the company. ArcData was founded in 2002 by Oracle database engineer under the company's name DataBank System. Initially, we mainly worked on Oracle technical support business. Since 2004, a research institute has been launched to develop a product that can replicate the database. In 2007, we developed an Oracle to Oracle DB replication engine and started a full-scale DB replication business. Having the high expertise, the solution was selected as an official DB replication solution for public sector. In regard to these accomplishments, we have accumulated numerous patents and have secured over 1,000 domestic and international references. By the time goes, the demand for heterogeneous DB replication solution was increasing due to the growing market share in open source DB and non-Oracle database, including PostgreSQL, and also the expansion of the cloud market. In 2017, we were successfully developed Arc for CDC, which is heterogeneous DB replication solution. As our technology received recognition, we were able to receive investments from many investors and spun off as an independent corporation called ArcData today. Before we move on, let me briefly introduce our products. We provide 3 solutions. 2 of them, Arc for CDC and Arc for Oracle, support DB replication, whereas Arc for FR replicate files. To be specific, CDC, which I will give a presentation about today, is for the heterogeneous replication. On the other hand, ARC for Oracle just can be applied only to the replication between Oracle DBMS. ARC for FR is a file replication solution which replicate only changed files in real time. So, what is exactly ARC for CDC? Let's get deep into it. First, I will explain the concept and the architecture. All databases have transaction log to recover data in case of DB crash. Although the name of transaction log may be different for each DB, we have same purpose. The concept of ARC for CDC is to extract the changed data from the transaction log when a transaction occurs in the operating system. ARC for CDC analyzes the transaction log of the source DB, then convert that data into SQL to reflect it on the target DB. So this is the basic architecture that shows how the ARC CDC performs. Basically, ARC for CDC consists of replication engine with agent in the source and target system and a window-based manager. So this is how it works. First, when transaction occurs, the extract process captures the committed data and save it in the tracing file. And afterward, send process transmit the data which stored in the tracing file to the target system. And then next, the transaction data which transmitted by the send process is received by receive process and save the data in the tracing file of the target system. And finally, the post process save the transaction data, convert it to the SQL and apply to the target DB. All these processes can be monitored and controlled through the manager. When we started the development of the CDC, we referenced many features of our competitors. The good function of those products were accepted, and we modified the architecture to solve the problem. One of the most known problems of other CDC products was the speed issue. Send process increased proportionally to the number of target systems during 1-to-n replication and slow down the operating system. To state this problem, what we did was adding the new architecture called middleware. As a result, the source system just can deliver the data only once to the middleware. Middleware can handle the burden of transmitting the data to multiple target servers in 1-to-n replication. And in this way, operating system could transfer the data to the multiple servers without slowing down the speed. Also, if there's a request for different business logic for each target service, the business logic can be added to the middleware. The middleware can transfer the changed data to each target server. Okay, for the management function, ARC CDC provides monitoring tools. There are two types of user interface, including CLI and GUI you can see in this picture. Also, we provide a GUI-based dashboard function so that user can check all the necessary information in one screen. Through this dashboard, you can check data consistency, status of replication, and system configuration. And as you all know, the most important function of DB replication solution is to maintain the data consistency. In the other words, the data of the source and target DB must match 100%. To implement this, ARC for CDC provides a data validation function to verify data after replicating to the target server. And of course, we also provided both CLI and GUI type measurement tool. The manager also supports mobile application interworking monitoring. With mobile application, monitoring data replication and identify failure situation is possible wherever you want and whenever you want. The application also allows any failure incidents in real time. So let's move on to the key feature of Arc CDC. Arc for CDC replicates DBs in heterogeneous database settings in real time. All versions of Oracle and MS SQL are supported as the source DB for replication at this moment. As for the target DB, most commercial DBMS and open source DBs are supporting, including PostgreSQL. We also support various topologies such as one-to-one, one-to-n, and n-to-one application. For the security, encryption is supported when data is transmitted. Compare and repair functions are provided after data is replicated to validate the data. To bring higher performance, we use direct log access method. This method was developed to transmit the only minimal transaction log data to minimize network traffic. In addition, the middleware architecture can be minimize the load of the source system. To provide convenient management, there are CLI and GUI type monitoring function, and through this monitoring function, it is possible to analyze the state of process and replication. Compared to other competitors, Arc for CDC has following strong points. The solution has all that user needs, including data validation function, monitoring tools, and data analyzing function. Arc for CDC has middleware which enhance the performance of replication and can be widely used for diverse business logic. As you all know, CDC is very useful solution, but in reality, customers cannot easily afford to use it because of the expensive cost. But with all the supported, Arc for CDC is still reasonably priced compared to other competing products. If you compare to Oracle, we are supplying CDC solution 75% cheaper than Oracle Golden Gate. Also, Arc for CDC is of course vendor neutral. So you don't have to depend on one specific DB vendor and use whatever DBMS you want. You can have wide selection from commercial DBs to open source DBs like PostgreSQL. And lastly, Arc Data can provide direct support from quality management team in R&D center. If you have any technical problem, we guarantee direct support within 3 business days. Now let me introduce how Arc for CDC can be applied in real business case. First, with Arc for CDC, you can be utilized to construct disaster recovery system and live standby server. Because Arc for CDC transfers only the changed data, we can reduce the traffic and speed up the transmission rate without constructing additional network line. This means we can save the construction fee while constructing and connecting distant DR. And also with Arc for CDC, you can build active to live standby server to increase operating server's performance and its stability. With live standby server, you can freely update OS, DBMS, or maintenance work without service interruption or main source server. And as you know, over 50% of resource and source server is used for inquiry. Arc for CDC is very useful if the user wants to divide servers based on task. To reduce the burden of purchasing additional expensive equipment to handle the inquiry task, with Arc for CDC, replicating DB in real time while using a low-cost equipment can be possible. This can let the active server to handle less workload and raise the performance by separating the inquiry task. And meanwhile, the duplicated server can focus on tasks that requires heavy workload, like writing business reports. And Arc for CDC also supports zero downtime migration. We can migrate the business DB of mission critical project to heterogeneous DB without downtime. Zero downtime migration is possible on any OS and any environments such as Unix to Linux, on-premise to cloud, and from storage to another. One-to-N replication is possible with standardized and effective heterogeneous environment through middleware architecture. This reduces the load on the source server and delivers the converted data to each target system. Usually, when constructing data warehouse, people use the ETL solution to replicate a large bulk data to DW in batch mode during the off-service time. But because of this, DW always has data inconsistency problem between source and target system. But with Arc for CDC, we only replicate changed data in real time so that the same data on the source system can be maintained at DW. Last but not least, these are the reference cases that we actually applied Arc for CDC in business. The first case is a university customer. While building a next generation system, the university wanted to build a real-time backup system using Arc for CDC. We replicated web server and application server using Arc for FR. As I mentioned, Arc for FR is a file replication solution which replicate only the changed file. And we use Arc for CDC to replicate the backbone DB. By using these solutions, we could effectively replicate change redo log in real time so that we could construct an impeccable backup system without downtime. And the capability to handle disaster and high availability has become stronger than before. This was also a good example of building a real-time backup system with minimal cost. We were able to build a backup system in open source DB. In this case, we use PostgreSQL and save costs by reusing the equipment that customer already had. Now the customer are considering using this backup system as a solver for DR or inquiry. We'll share another heterogeneous replication case. Arc for CDC is very effective when company wants to gather data from DBs located in other regions. This is an example of building a real-time data warehouse for a university hospital, which is operated in 4 cities in Korea. The left side of slide shows 4 active DBs in 4 different cities. The upper 2 DBs and lower 2 DBs are bonded as 2 sets of Oracle RAC. By using Arc for CDC, the DB in one city was replicated to another city. And as a result, the DBs in 2 cities could perform as each other's DR and A chain in this case of disaster. Meanwhile, the hospital planned to build the next generation real-time DW, and the database for DW was selected as Tibero. Tibero is like a kind of open source DBMS developed by a Korean software company. And as you can see in the composite map, we used Arc for CDC in end-to-one DB data consolidation. We gathered database from all different regions and consolidated into one DB. Lastly, this is a real-time replication case where DBs are replicated to a bulk Oracle Exadata DB. The customer was Korean Land Housing Corporation. L Corporation consists of main headquarters with 8 divisions, 1 research institute, and 45 departments along with 12 regional headquarters. With many branches and due to its heavy workload, L Corporation decided to construct a data warehouse. Using the CDC solution, Arc Data extracted data from 4 different active servers and consolidated into Oracle Exadata. With the CDC solution, all corporation could minimize the load of active server while extracting and loading the data. And we are successfully constructed data warehouse. Well, thank you so much for allowing me to deliver this presentation today. I really appreciate your being here with me and your kind attention. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Kate. Oh, this is a really good presentation, yeah, about Arc CDC from Arc Data. So now after we have viewing the presentation that presented by Miss Kate Oh, I think it is better if we can show the demonstration, yeah, because everybody here is, I think, very excited and having a very wonderful day for today and want to know more about, okay, what is this Arc CDC and how can I implement it on my system, on my production system? And perhaps you have questions on your mind that, okay, I have a replication, but up until now, I only know that the replication can only support native RDBMS, yeah, for its own RDBMS, such as, for example, PostgreSQL. PostgreSQL has streaming replication, and then Oracle has also its own replication. But how I can replicate from Oracle to PostgreSQL? Yeah, this is a very big question, actually, that can be answered by implementing ArcCDC. Okay, so I think it is better if I try to show you what is exactly ArcCDC and how we can replicate. So please, Sukma, could you please share your screen so I can also show to the participant here about the replication? Okay, Sukma, you can show your screen. And then after this, we will discuss about some questions. I think the participant here have so many questions and some of them are interesting. I think everyone is very interested about this replication from Oracle to Postgres. Okay, so right now, as you can see here, we have configured the Oracle to Postgres replication using ArcCDC. So let me try to explain a little bit about how the ArcCDC can manage the replication from Oracle to Postgres. Okay, so first of all, this replication is managed by an agent. Yeah, an agent as an extractor from the source database, and then another agent to become the loader to the target database. Okay, so in here, I will not show you on how we prepare all of the replication because it's quite taking so much time for this little time. Yeah, so we have already configured the Oracle, and also we have configured the PostgreSQL. Okay, as you can see on this view, we have configured Oracle using 11xe. Yeah, and then you can check using the ArcCDC agent. Okay, could you please show the ArcCDC agent status? Okay, right now, for example, we have two different tables. The first one is accounts, and the other one is customers. This is the table on the Oracle. And then you can see here, there are so many processes. The first one is the agent. Yeah, this agent on the source database side will report the metadata and also the report the status of the ArcCDC agent on source database. And then there are an extract and send processes for its tables. For example, like this, on extract to the table customers and the sender to table customers also. And both of the process are running, right? So what is the point of this customer extract agent? So this customer extract agent will read the redo log from Oracles. Yeah. So in here, one of the requirement is that we have to read the redo log, and we have to enable the redo log, yeah, on the Oracle side. And then after that, we have to register which table we want to replicate. For example, like this, the accounts and customer. Actually, we can configure multiple tables in one extractor and in one sender. But in here, for this example, we configure two different processes, two different agents, yeah, for accounts and customers. Okay, and that after the extractor read the redo log, because pretty much same like in PostgreSQL, right? In PostgreSQL, you know about WAL or WAL files, right? Where these WAL files will store the transactional information as a journal. Yeah, that's why in PostgreSQL you can also replay the transactions because any transaction is stored in here. Same thing also happen in Oracle, right? And then this extractor will extract that information about the transactional, which tables are modified and what are the data which are written to the tables, right? And then this extractor will create a trace file here. Yeah. So what is the importance of this trace file? This trace file will be read by the sender process on ArcCDC process, yeah, and then it will send to the target database instance. Okay, now please show them the PostgreSQL site, Sukma. Okay, in here we can see now there are also several processes. The first one is the agent, yeah, agent and Pimon. This agent on source database and also on the target database will communicate each other to, for example, like probing whether the target is still intact or not, or the source is still intact or not. And then there are also a post process and the receiver process. Yeah. So this receiver process will communicate with the sender process from the source database, okay, to receive all changes, to receive all information from the source database. And then this receive process also will create a trace file. Then this trace file will be read by post. So we can say that this post is a loader, yeah, a transformer, and also the loader of the data changes. And then this post will insert or will write all transactions to the target database. In this case, it's PostgreSQL. Okay, so this replication is actually, if you may know about the replication in Postgres, we know about logical replication, right? So this replication is pretty much same like logical replication because the changes, the data changes will be extracted and then will be transformed and then will be loaded. Yeah, different with physical streaming application in Postgres, right? So this replication can be considered as logical, and that's why we call it as change data capture. Yeah. So there's a term in the replication as in general, change data capture. Yeah, that means that any changes, any transaction which change the data will be captured, and then you can process it. Okay. So now let's try to see the tables. Yeah, perhaps you can show the source tables, Sukma. Okay, in here we have a ArcTest schema, and then we will try to replicate the data from ArcTest.customer table. Okay, this is the definition of the table. We have 3 columns: customer ID, customer name, and city. Okay, and then try to show also on the PostgreSQL. So this one also, because this is a logical replication, right? The replication is called logically because the changes is only for the data. But what about the DDL? Okay, since we have different DDL here, different DDL syntax, yeah, then the replication from Oracle to PostgreSQL is not replicated, yeah, for DDL. Yeah, like for example, also truncate. Yeah, truncate is not replicated since truncate is considered as DDL. Yeah, the replication will read the DML data, and then this DML data will be replayed on the target database. Yeah, this is for Oracle to PostgreSQL, but for Oracle to Oracle, I think later Ms. Kato can explain about how about the replication from Oracle to Oracle, because ArcCDC also can support the DDL, right? DDL replication. Okay. Now let's check the content of these tables. Let's try to select count from this Oracle table to show that currently the table is empty. And then we want to store or we want to insert some data. Okay, there is no data in this customer table, and then also in Postgres, there is no data on the table. And then let's try to loop this query so we can see when the data will be replicated from Oracle. Okay, try to run watch first, Sukma, on the PostgreSQL. Okay, now we can go back again to the Oracle side. Okay, on the we have three different consoles here. The top one is the when we want to insert the data using some SQL scripts, and then the middle one is a log file for the extract process. Okay, and then let's monitor it, and then we can see that when we insert the data or when we change the data, then it will be also detected on the extractor process. Okay, and then on the bottom console, this is the log for the sender file. Okay, and then please go back again to Postgres side. On the bottom side, on Postgres here, this is the process data. The receiver process. Okay, the receiver and also the post process. Okay, now let's go back again to the Oracle. Okay, so in here, we want to insert some data. Okay, let's check on the SQL file first, Sukma. Okay, we have some data here from 1 to around 1,000 data. Okay, and then the SQL files is insert until 1,000 data. Okay, and then you might want to insert the data using that script. Okay, let's try to import the SQL files, and then we can see the changes on the log files. Okay, and then we commit the transaction, for example. Okay, now you can see on the middle log, there is a DML extraction process, and the data count is 1,000. Okay, and then on the bottom console, you can also see it creates a tracing file, and then this trace file content is sent to the target database. Okay, now let's check on the Postgres side. Okay, see, now the data is filled on the Postgres side, 1,000 data. And then you can see on the bottom console, so the receiver process and post process has detected there is a changes, and then it will insert the data to PostgreSQL. Okay, so this replication is near real time because any changes that is committed on the source database will be read instantly and then will be sent instantly also, and it will be immediately applied to the target database. Okay, and this is the insertion process. What about the update process? Okay, let's try to stop first on the Postgres side for the loop. Okay, and then let's try to select customer with customer ID number 1. Then we can see whether the update process on Oracle side can be replicated also on the Postgres side, where customer ID equals to 1. Okay, so as we can see here, we have a customer ID number 1 and customer name VAR and the city Bimsen. Yeah, for example, I want to change the city here from Bimsen to Jakarta, right? Okay, let's try to update the data on Oracle side. Before that, let's just also select the data on Oracle so we can sure. Okay, customers where customer ID equals to 1. Okay, same here. the city is still Bimson, right? And then let's try to update the data from Bimson to Jakarta. Update ArcTest customer, set city to Jakarta with capital J. Okay, because Jakarta is our beloved city, right? Okay, and then where customer ID equals to 1. Okay, and then we commit the transaction. Okay, let's try to select it again on Oracle side. And then you can see on the middle log, there is also a DML extraction process with count only 1 because we only change 1 row. Okay, and then on the bottom console also you can see the sender process sending the changes. Okay, in Oracle here we update the data to Jakarta, and then let's check on the Postgres side. We select it again, and the data is changed to Jakarta. Okay, and then you can see on the bottom console log there is changes for 1 row only. Yeah, and then this is for updates. And how about the delete? Right? Let's just try it. Let's try to delete data with customer ID 1. Delete from customers, where customer ID, from customers, where the customer ID equals to 1. Okay, and then we commit it again. Why we don't set auto commit on? Because we want to show you that when we commit, then the data or the ArcCDC process will process the data because it is already written to the redo log. But before we commit the transaction, it will not be written to the redo log. Therefore, it will not be extracted, right? And then let's check again to the Postgres side. Let's try to select it again. Okay, the data has been deleted, right? So on this demo, actually, I want to show you that the replication is really real time. Then any changes occurring on the Oracle side, everything will all replicated directly to the target database side. Yeah, in real-time manner, and then without using too much CPU. Yeah, and actually also this is when the replication has already been established, right? But when we want to migrate from Oracle to PostgreSQL, we can also use this ArcCDC. Right? So let's say, suppose I want to replicate or I want to migrate the data, for example, 100 million rows, then I can also use this ArcCDC to do initial replication from Oracle to PostgreSQL. Okay, and I said before that this ArcCDC agent will not use CPU loads too much because it will process the data in batch. Yeah, for example, it will replicate every 1,000 data, and then we can also speed up the replication process, the batch process. So that's why the production database also, the production Oracle database, it will not be impacted by the replication process. Suppose your database on Oracle already been production, right, and already been live, and then we want to replicate the data, then we can just run the extraction process. And since the extraction process will not query whole data, and it will query in batch, then the processes of the performance on the master database will not be impacted. Okay, I think that's all from me for the demonstration. I think this is a really good demonstration and presentation. Okay, so from the participant, have you got any questions about the demonstration that we have shown to you? If you want to ask a questions, please raise your hand. Or perhaps I think from the Q&A we already have so many questions here. So perhaps I would like to invite
No.
Pak Budi Hertanto. Yeah, sorry.
The question is coming from the participant which wanted to ask about the demo.
Yes, Pak. I think Pak Budi Hertanto here asking about something related to demonstration. Perhaps we can invite Pak Budi Hertanto to go on the stage.
Pak Budi Hertanto, let me check. Budi Hertanto. Already? I don't see it. Sudah.
Okay. Halo Pak Budi.
Ya, sore Pak.
Sorry, could you please open the camera, Pak? Oke.
Silakan Pak.
Yes, Pak.
Iya,
Do you have any questions about the demonstration?
Pak. Tadi kan ditunjukkan untuk demonya adalah perubahan di source data.
Betul.
Bagaimana kalau seandainya terjadi satu aksiden sehingga data yang ditargetnya yang terupdate? Apa yang bisa dilakukan oleh RCDC, memberikan alert atau memperbaiki seperti tadi yang disampaikan?
Oke, baik. Mungkin ini saya jawab dengan bahasa ya Pak ya. Karena Pak Budi juga menanyakan dengan bahasa. Baik. Jadi untuk
in English please.
Okay, in English. Right. Okay, thank you Pak Budi for the question. So, because this ArcCDC is not actually looking or locking the data on the target database, if the data is changed on the target database, then ArcData will not know actually. Yeah, because ArcData only capture the data change from the source database, and then all changes will be applied. So for example, like this, suppose I delete the data on the source database, okay, and then the data has already been deleted, and then on the master database or the source database, actually the data is changed or updated, right? So ArcCDC here will try to update the data, but it will fail, right? Because the data is no more on the target database. Then the query is considered as success actually, but there is no data changes. Okay, so for example, also another example is I already updated the data on the target database from Jakarta to Bogor, for example. But then on the ArcCDC side or on the master side, yeah, I update the data from Jakarta, not to Bogor, but from Jakarta to Bandung. Yeah, and then even the changes has already been applied on the target database, then the changes will replicated, then it will override the value. Yeah, so this ArcData actually will not take care about the validation, the data validity on the target database, but it will just like extracting all the data and then loading the data to the target database. Is that
What the best we can do to avoid this happen, or if there's something happen like this, what the best plan or action that we can do?
Okay, so to prevent this, I think since this target database is for receiving the changes, yeah, we don't want to change anything on the target database, Pak. So this is actually like same thing like PostgreSQL. Yeah, same thing like on logical replication in PostgreSQL. Yeah, for example, we change some data on the subscriber or on the target database. Yeah, it will also be overriding by the master database. So the best thing that we don't have to, or we do not change anything on the target database. So for example, like this, if you want to read data from the target database, just use read-only access. Okay, therefore we can prevent any changes from any users on the target database. I think like that, Pak Budi.
Okay, Pak.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pak. Do you have any other questions, Pak Budi?
Not for now. Still thinking about this.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Pak Budi.
Is there no question anymore for the demo? Maybe you can introduce Pak Hernawan, please.
Okay, Pak. Thank you. I think there are no other questions for the demonstration. Okay, so right now I would like to invite Pak Hernawan here. Pak Hernawan is one of our acquaintance that has implemented or has testing the ArcCDC on Oracle to PostgreSQL, but not yet implemented on his production side.
Please welcome Pak Hernawan. You can invite Pak Hernawan first.
Right. Okay. Pak Hernawan, could you please open the camera, Pak Hernawan? Please welcome to the stage. Hello, Pak Hernawan.
So I will introduce about Pak Hernawan. He is the one who already used RCDC in Indonesia. He works in one of the biggest retail company in Indonesia, and we already done the replications from Oracle to Postgres at a time. It might be not yet in a production, but it is already done and works well. Please welcome Pak Hernawan to tell us what is your opinion about ArcData, RCDC. Thank you.
Okay, hello, Pak Hernawan. Have you joined us? I think Pak Hernawan's still away from keyboard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lukman,
Yeah.
please call Pak Hernawan.
Okay, Pak.
Maybe we can continue to answer the questions.
Okay, thank you. So I think we have another questions from Mr. Yong Ong. Okay, could we invite Mr. Yong Ong to the stage? Hello, Mr. Yong Ong. Could you please open the camera? Or have you joined on the stage? Okay, I think Mr. Yong Ong. Oh, okay. Before we go to Mr. Yong Ong, I think Pak Hernawan already joined us, and he already opened the camera. Hello, Pak Hernawan. How are you? I think you still mute. Okay.
Oke.
Halo, Pak Hernawan.
Sorry, terlambat dikit, Pak.
Okay, that's fine, Pak. Okay, so we have introduced Pak Hernawan. Pak Hernawan comes from one of the biggest retail company in Indonesia. And also Pak Hernawan, as we said before, have tried using ArcCDC for replicating from Oracle to PostgreSQL, but not yet implemented on production side, ya Pak.
Yeah.
So yeah, could you please try to share to us what is your experience about using ArcCDC?
Oke.
Welcome, Pak.
Thank you, Pak Lucky dan Pak Jul. Good
Yeah,
evening,
thank you, Pak.
everyone. Annyeonghaseyo for team from Korea.
안녕하세요.
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 I just know that word. Let me introduce. I'm Hernawan, one of member of IT in Lotte Shopping and Lotte Mart Indonesia. It's owned by headquarters. It's in South Korea. Yes, and in Indonesia currently we operate almost 50 stores all over Indonesia. With average, if one store have 10 POS or cashier, so we have more 100 POS using to do the sales transaction in every day. For this my company, the business is in retail, so selling good for the consumer. For period January and November, I count that we average have about 60,000 receipt for a day. It's mean 60 receipt invoice, yeah, for a day. With average, each invoice has 8 or 9 product. So we have many transactions to do in in the POS. And the interesting part is we do the transaction near real time, send from the store in the post and send to data center in headquarter in Jakarta. It can double or triple in session like we know bulan puasa or Christmas. Christmas, bulan puasa and Lebaran Indonesia, it's so many people shopping to buy their need. We in headquarter we use the IBM P9 series now with the main database is using Oracle 11i as database. And we can imagine that all the transaction doing in the almost real time. So this server is we maximum utilize to process all the job. We can and not waiting for long, but we can see the real sales amount for that time. So we can do a quick response if we, for example, at this 4 o'clock, yeah, the sales target is not achieved. So management can do a fast response, like maybe give a special discount for some product, or give a marketing program, so we can increase the sales to achieve the budget. And the problem then start to begin with this so many job in the server. It's not a good choice if we adding more loading to the server. On the other hand, we mandatory need that we have to provide some special reporting purpose or other purpose, yeah, like we also selling through the e-commerce, like you know Tokopedia, like Blibli or other market. We also have our own application, Tmart Mall, and also the what we call Lotte Friends. So we need to replicate the data from the main server to the secondary server. This secondary server will provide for reporting for the API, etc. Like I tell before. Halo,
Pak.
masih? Yes. Okay.
Yes, Pak. Still good.
I received the network error.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's
Your
continue.
sound still clear, Pak. Yes.
Okay. So finally, we try to find what the solution to replicate the data, the database in the secondary server. We found so many, many software do like this, the CDC, capture data chain. But all the program have advantage and the minus for us. For example, if we know the Oracle itself have the product we call Oracle Data Guard or Oracle Golden Gate. We have to the POC of this product, but not fit our budget wise. It's cost additional license, and I think it's very, very high. Yeah. So we keep finding what the best solution. Finally, we meet the great team from Equinix, Pak Jul, Pak Luki, Pak Sukma, that we discussed that they have the product ARC CDC. ARC CDC, they doing the job like the Oracle did. And finally, we do a proof of concept, yeah, POC, from our development server using the still Oracle 11i to the secondary server from the Equinix Linux kalau nggak salah ya Pak ya?
Yes, Pak.
Linux with PostgreSQL.
Right.
Okay, when POC, we do open 3 terminal, one in our database, the second is the process of Arc CDC, and the third terminal is the result. We do the update, insert, or change the data from the just one transaction until maybe 100 or 1,000 transactions done. And we see the log and the result is okay. It's fast enough, yeah. If we compare the time, it's doing fast, especially if the change is maybe just 10 or 100 rows. So the very good job. And in short, after some discussion with our team, you see it's okay that we actually can use the Arc CDC program. The replication is doing well, and the time is also considered fast.
So, are you happy, Pak, with the performance of RCDC compared to the other one?
Yes, of course, we happy, Pak. Because if we compare the other product, good but expensive. Or we found the open source, but as an enterprise company, we also need the enterprise support. So some open source we cannot use because cannot support fully 24 and 7 days. Actually.
Oke, siap, Pak.
Gitu ya.
Maybe the participant wanted to ask something to Pak Hernawan, please.
Yes, I think that's
Silakan,
our experience as our opinion about this Arc CDC. Even we do not implement it, I hope we can soon. But we satisfied enough that this Arc CDC can help us to achieve our purpose.
Okay, thank you very much, Pak Hernawan. This is a very interesting story, from Pak Hernawan. So, as you can hear from Pak Hernawan, this ArcCDC can help your cases from replicating from Oracle to PostgreSQL, and that's why this is a very important thing. And I think if the attendees want to ask questions to Pak Hernawan, please raise your hand and then you can unmute your speaker. We will give you time to ask questions to Pak Hernawan here. Okay, anyone? Because this is a real case, yeah. I think this is a real good study case. And as mentioned before from Pak Hernawan also, because on retail has so many transactions, ya Pak ya, because every time all transaction will be stored on the head office database, and then reporting also is a very important thing, right Pak? Because up until to BOD, I think BOD want to know, okay, how about the performance of the sales for today, or the performance of the sales for last 1 year or last 2 years or last 3 years, right Pak? So we can implement also from transactional to data warehouse, or to transactional to another instances for reporting application, right? Okay, anybody want to ask some questions to Pak Hernawan? Okay, I think
Pak
yes.
Abu Maaf Tuhan, I think raise his hand.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can directly open your mic, Mr. Abu. Okay, please go ahead, Pak Abu. I think he already opened the mic. Halo, Pak Abu. I think your voice is broken. Yeah, your voice is not clear. I think your signal is not quite good, Pak Abu.
Apakah bisa aplikasi Linux untuk memperkuat sinyal jaringan di sebuah PC?
Sorry, are you asking the question? I think Pak Abu, your question is not related, Pak. Because I think your question is, can
Apakah
we?
bisa untuk memperkuat sinyal jaringan yang bermasalah?
Well, I think your question is not related, Pak Abu, to this topic. So pardon me. Perhaps we will go with other question. Okay, I think nobody asked again about the Pak Hernawan study case, so we will go directly to question and answer. Ya, thank you Pak Hernawan.
Oke, terima kasih Kamsahamnida.
Kamsahamnida.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Or maybe
Yes.
Ken wanted to say something to Hernawan, to Pak Hernawan.
Right. Please, Mr. Ken or Miss Kate, if you want to say something to Mr. Hernawan here about his experience using ArcCDC. Do you want to say
Okay,
something?
thank you, Herman, for having an interest experience, sharing experience with us. And we are really appreciating your POC through the ARC for CDC, and we hope to relate that into our business together in the future. Thank you.
Oke, thank you.
Hey, thank you, Pak Hernawan.
Thank you ya.
Okay, so right now we will go to the question and answer session. I think so many questions have already been answered, but this is I want to read some interesting questions. Yeah, previously from Pak Yong Ong. Yeah, Pak Yong Ong already joined us. Actually, you can please open your camera, Pak Yong Ong, and then you can answer a question to the Arc Data team. Hello, Pak Yong Ong.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Luki.
Yeah.
I have several questions, but already answered by Mr. Son Yung Lee. Yeah. I already asked, like, when we do the data replication, that's only the data, or we can transfer also the store procedure, privilege, and user login that we already create on the database Oracle. That my second question. And the third question is, how about if when we do the data replication on the, let's say, on the Postgre cloud platform, let's say the internet connection is down. Do I lose the data between the lost connection? And my fourth question is, when we do the data replication, if I use the SQL Server, when I set the column to identity sequence number, usually I cannot insert it until I make the script, the query to insert the data. How about the ArcCDC can handle this?
Okay, so perhaps Miss Kate, could you please try to answer question number 2 and question number 3 about the first question number 2 is about can we replicate also the store procedure, trigger,
Yes,
and privilege right from
yes,
the
Mr.
master
Luki.
database to target database? Okay, please, Miss Kate, could you please answer that?
Okay, for the third question, if the internet is disconnected, do you lose your data? Even if the internet is disconnected with the target IP, we extract data and save them separately. So if the connection is possible again, the replication will be resumed. So you won't lose your data.
Right. And how about the store procedure, the trigger, and privilege? Can we replicate that also from source database to target database?
Unfortunately, we support most DDL in this case, the Oracle to Oracle replication, but some like schema controls and table space change are not supported at this time. So the DDL in Oracle to PostgreSQL is unfortunately not supported at this time.
Okay. So actually, when the case is the connection is broken, yeah, the replication is broken, since the extract process is storing the data on the trace files, right?
Yeah.
Therefore, we can resume it again when the connection is reestablished. Is that correct, Ms. Kate?
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. So this replication is really quite really reliable. So it can also mitigate the connection loss problem, Yong Ong. Okay, and then for the fourth questions about the when we do data replication, how about column with sequence number? Yeah, by column with sequence number, you mean like auto increment, Pak? Auto
Yes, Mr.
increment
Luki.
column?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So
Increment.
suppose like this, Miss Kate, perhaps I'll try to explain the question. Suppose we have an auto-incremented column on the target database. Yeah. Like for example, we have, if we insert the data on the table, then we don't have to, we don't have to explicitly show the value or insert the value for that one column, because this one column is auto incremented on the target database. Then how, if we want to insert the data from master database and replicate it, what is ArcCDC done, and what will be processed on the target database if we have that auto incremented field?
Well, for the fourth question that you asked right now, we do not support the identity column for this situation, but for the Oracle sequence to like Oracle to Oracle, we do support the sequence column replication, but not for the non-Oracle database.
Okay, I hope that answered your question, Pak Yong Ong.
I think, look, the
Yes.
question is auto increment, right? So the answer is possible because the CDC is only replicating the committed one. It's not doesn't any relation with the auto increment. Maybe the Kate didn't read quite well about the question. So I think you have to fix it.
Yeah, okay. Since because the ArcCDC is replicating the data changes, so any data changes will be inserted or will be applied on the target database. So this auto increments has no relation actually, Pak Yong Ong, because suppose like this, I have a sequence column called X, right? So on target database, this X, if we don't specify the value, it will be auto incremented when we insert it. But if we specify the data, and this ArcCDC will specify that data and will insert for that value on X column, then it will be override by that value. So auto increment will not fire on that. Okay, Pak Yong Ong?
Okay, Mr. Luki. I think
Right.
it's
Okay. Thank you, Pak Yong Ong,
You're
for your
welcome.
participation. And then I think we have another questions about the. Okay, let me try to check again. The question from Mr. Pak Masyum, ya, Pak Masyum Abdul Jabbar. Okay, Pak Masyum here has several questions about. The first one is, how does ArcCDC ensure data integrity when replicating multiple database simultaneously? Could you please try to answer that, Ms. Kate?
Yes, I'll answer to how could ArcCDC ensure data integrity? We reflect the data, and ArcCDC look for the previous data value and check before the replicating to the new value. So after the replicating data, we check again with the data validator to compare the replicated data. So they check if there is inconsistency, of course. It create the provide SQL to recover the inconsistency. So that way we can maintain the data consistency.
Okay. And then the second question is there any possibility of failure during the replicating process? And suppose the database become corrupt, then do we have to repeat the process from the beginning or not?
If this process fail, we start re-replicating from the first, so the data can be replicated normally.
But suppose the database corrupt, right? So the changes which has already been replicated is lost, for example, like that.
If the database got lost during the replication.
Right. So
if there is any data corruption, we don't replicate the corrupted data, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I mean, the question is actually if the database on the target. How about if the database on the target corrupted? Then does the replication process will still running as well?
No, if the target database has corrupted, we don't replicate anymore, and we start to compare and repair the data, and we use data validation to repair the corrupted data.
Okay, got it. And then the other question is, he saw on the CDC illustration that source system supports various databases like Oracle, PostgreSQL, and the others, while in the target database or the target system, there are 3 additional databases like Qubrit, Tibero, and Altibase. So does it mean that these 3 databases cannot be replicated as a source system?
We are still developing with the source system by supporting the PostgreSQL and Tibero. Right now, we are supporting Oracle DBMS and MSSQL as a source DB.
Okay. And last question is, what if the company uses Teradata and want to migrate to Oracle or Postgres? Is it possible to use ArcCDC?
For the source DB, Teradata, we don't support it right now.
I think soon will be supported, right? Right. Okay. And then we go to the other questions. Yeah. Let me check again to the questions.
Is there any other question? Look, from Pak Masum?
Hello.
Already answer all?
Hello.
Yes. Oh, Pak Masum already joined.
You can ask directly.
I think the explanation is clear enough.
Okay.
But how about prevents performance degradation of the operating system?
Yeah, Iskit, could you please try to answer that about the performance impact when using ArcCDC to replicate?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that again?
Okay, so is there any performance impact if we replicate using ArcCDC?
Because on production server has many process in the server.
Yeah.
Uh,
So Mr. Masyum here asking about the performance impact. Is there any performance degradation if we already?
Since we are using middleware architecture to reduce the burden of the source system, and also we use direct log access methods, so we could, reduce the traffic of the network line. So you don't have to worry about that performance impact.
Okay, so the performance impact is really small, yeah.
Okay.
Or we can say it there's no performance impact.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Pak Masu. Okay, and then I would like to ask another question about the. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, so from Pak Rahmat Eka Putra, does ArcCDC need to be installed on the same system as Oracle database, or does it support remote access log reader from the Oracle database?
Yes, for this question, you have to install Arc4CDC in the same system as Oracle DBMS. We don't support the remote install.
Okay, got it. And then other questions.
Question from Rudiansyah, maybe.
Oh, okay. Let me check, Pak. Questions from Pak Rudiansyah. Okay, how if the replication have a used or lock record database, the job will postpone or continue with error? How are working on this? Okay, so the question is actually if the record or database is locked, will extractor process can replicate the data or not?
Maybe we can let the Arc team to answer.
Yeah.
Could you hold on a second?
Okay.
Okay, to answer to that question, the low locking or similar log issues are not problem because Arc4CDC only capture the committed transaction log.
Okay. So this locking transaction is not a problem, yeah, for extraction process, yeah. Okay, got it. Thank you. And another questions. I think we still have questions from Pak Andika Rahmat Wardana. So, what are the advantage of ArcCDC over the other platforms? I mean, the other competitors, I think.
So,
what are the advantage using ArcCDC?
The advantage of using Arc4CDC, we use, as I said, like several times, we use middleware architecture. We only have middleware architecture if you compare to our competitors. And with this, we can enhance the performance, and you can be widely used diverse by business logic. And also, we provide monitoring tool and data validation for free option, which is really expensive if you compare to Oracle. And also the advantage of Arc Data, we support technical directly from the R&D center to solve the problem.
Okay. Okay, and then another question is actually from Pak Mawardi, whether Arc supports or can work on database programming, such as
That's out of the topic.
Yeah, because I think Pak Mawardi here thought that Arc is a web application. Okay, so
yang lain.
Okay, so let's move to other questions. This is questions from Pak Nanang. Yeah, what real-time replication is a common requirement when using Oracle as a transactional system so that ETL workloads can run on these replicated instances without putting pressure on the performance of major transactional database?
Okay, for this question, I'll answer it. When using APIs such as LogMiner provided by Oracle or direct accessing the table in TEL, where we can overload the Oracle DBMS server. However, we use Arc for CDC, like directly access readable log other than using function in Oracle server. So there is no overload.
Okay, so this is different like LogMiner, yeah?
No.
Okay.
We
And
get
then
some
question from yes.
we get some information from our colleague that related to the LogMiner about the what is it, the cheese of support, right, from the Oracle itself. Maybe the ARC team can explain to us what is LogMiner and what is the relationship with the ARC data and etc.
Yes. So Miss Kate, yeah, because previously we know about the LogMiner, and LogMiner also provided by Oracle, as you mentioned also. So, what is the relation between LogMiner and Arc CDC, or what is the advantage over LogMiner by using Arc CDC?
Could you hold on a second?
Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
This is Kenneth.
Yes.
As you know, LogMiner is provided by Oracle. It's a kind of API to extract transaction data from RAID log. It's a kind of transaction log on Oracle database. But there are so many problems when we use the LogMiner. Because when we meet the mission critical problem, we could not solve the problem because the source of LogMiner is from Oracle, not Arc data. So we developed our extract engine. That is the most important and most difficult solution. So we developed the same function. Prime function of LogMiner. Yeah, that is totally different between LogMiner and our solution.
Okay. And how about the performance impact if we compare with LogMiner?
LogMiner has several extra things when it extracted transaction log. So it made a delay and lag time. So we don't use the LogMiner. Then we developed our engine. So definitely our engine is faster than LogMiner. And when we meet the problem and when we can solve the problem as soon as possible, fastly.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think that answer. That's why that is the performance of Arc CDC over LogMiner, right? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Kenneth. And I think the other question is from Pak Sigit. Can this solution perform synchronous data change? Synchronous change data capture on Oracle? Would you please help to answer, Ms. Kate, about the synchronous change data capture?
The Arc for CDC performs asynchronously, so there is no synchronizing action on source system while the extract data is saved and sent.
Okay, thank you. And then I think from Pak Budi again, there are two Arc products for database replication. What is the use of Arc for Oracle? And I think what is the difference with the Arc for CDC? Yeah?
Okay, the Arc for Oracle only you have to have only we replicate only the Oracle DBMS. you have to have the same version of Oracle DBMS and OS. But Arc CDC, you can transfer into the heterogeneous database or other version of the Oracle DBMS.
Okay.
So if you think the
And then,
Oracle, yeah.
from Pak Hardy, can we do replication between different server with different OS? Like for example, from Windows to Linux? And how can we ensure that the data is replicated perfectly if there is some problems with the network? Okay, could you please answer, Ms. Kate, about replication between different OS?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, with our CDC, we do support replication between different OS. And as I told you, like we have data validating functions, so you can compare and repair the database.
Okay, wait a minute. I think we should ask to Pak Budi whether he already satisfied with the answer of Kate or not.
Okay, Pak Budi, I think Pak Budi still on the
Yeah.
premise, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Pak.
My question is, if we can use Arc CDC, why still have any Arc for Oracle? Is there any specialty in Arc for Oracle if we compare with the Arc CDC? Even if we use from Oracle to Oracle.
Okay, for this, if you know the Oracle's Active Guard system, is it
ADG. Hello, this is Kenneth.
Yes, Mr. Ken.
Yes, Ken.
Yeah. Basically, Arc for Oracle is similar with the Oracle Active Data Card. It works with the Oracle recovery function. So it is the best way to replicate the Oracle to Oracle replication. It is fast and secure and cheap. Yeah. Could you understand what I mean?
Could you please elaborate more detail, Mr. Ken?
Yeah.
Basically,
my question is like this, Mr. Kenneth. When we choose the Oracle Arc for Oracle, when we choose the Arc for CDC, even if we use to replicate Oracle to Oracle.
So actually the question is why we have to use Arc for Oracle instead of Arc CDC? Because Arc CDC already support replicating from Oracle to Oracle.
Usually, generally, we recommend it when our customer wanted to use our product as a disaster recovery or high availability. At the time, we recommend to use Arc for Oracle because, as I mentioned, it is so simple and so fast, and it can use the Oracle recovery process. It is perfect. But Arc for CDC, it has to change the data from Oracle read log to SQL. So it needs some time to convert the data, and so there are some different purpose.
Okay, got it, Mr. Kenneth. Clear.
Okay. Is there any other question, Pak Budi? Does all of the answer already answer your question?
Next question, please.
Okay.
Next question, please.
Right. Okay, Pak. So another question is from Pak Alif Yusuf. can this solution optimize for data migration and replication in hybrid platform? And what is the key feature compared with the competitor?
Okay, for this question, yes, we do support hybrid platform. If you want to replicate data from on-premise to cloud, we do support that. And from private cloud to public cloud, we do also support that platform. And what was the question again?
The question is, what is the key feature for compared with the competitor?
And I think I already answered to this question, that what is the main difference between compared to the competitor's product. I said that we do provide monitoring and data validation function for free option, and the middleware architecture is our strong point if you compare to the Oracle Golden Gate.
Okay. Thank you. I hope that answers your question, Pak Alif. And I think we have answered all questions, all related questions about the ARC CDC.
Maybe the question from Nanang Harijanto. What is the real-time replication is common requirement when using Oracle as
already discussed, Pak? From
already,
Pak
yeah. Okay. Okay. So we should put on the dismiss.
Oh yeah, from another question from Pak Nana, I think I haven't mentioned it. And what is the Oracle replication? Is a fully integrated feature of Oracle server or not separate server? I think the question is not related to Arc CDC because it's more to Oracle. So I think we can skip this. And I think that's all from the participant. All questions about the Arc CDC already been answered.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that's all.
Maybe
Thank
we
you.
can.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I think before, since the question and answer is already answered, do we have still more time to wait for the questions? Yes, Pak.
Okay, because the question already answered well, and maybe the last question can be answered through email, right? And
Okay,
we
Pak.
can let the speaker to give some last word about this webinar.
Okay, thank you, Pak Jo. So from Mr. Kenneth and Mrs. Kate, I think the questions already been answered. And do you have any message, or do you want to talk about this webinar or the ARC CDC as a statement? Okay, please go ahead. Hello, Ms. Kate. Yeah. I mean, do you have any closing statement that you want to
Thank
mention?
you. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Julia, too.
Yeah.
And
Welcome.
thank you for your time, guys.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Kenneth, Ms. Kate. And before we close the speaker session, I think I
will give a closing statement.
Okay. Yes, Pak.
Thank you very much for the participant, and thank you very much for Ken and Kate for participating to this webinar to enlighten us about the alternative solution between another kind of solution rather than Golden Gate or anything. I hope we can have used this kind of solution as our alternative in our works, in our company. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you, Pak Jo. Thank you, Mr. Kenneth. Thank you, Ms. Kate. And before that, I would like to launch a polling for everyone here. And I think the polling has been started. Okay, please, everyone, could you please answer the polling? And then after this, we will have a photo session together with all of the panelists here. And so everyone, please open the camera. Okay, another take.
1, 2, 3. Go.
3, 2, 1.
Another one.
Okay, another one.
Okay, once more.
Once more.
Once more.
Okay, once
Okay.
more. The last one.
Last one.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. I
Thank
think
you.
that's all from
Thank
us.
you.
For the time, I will give back to Lukman. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. But later we will we'll announce two base questions, right? And maybe Mr. Kenneth and Miss Kate or Pak Luki will announce it. But let me move to my session first. This is the quiz and giveaway sessions. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
I will move to my session first.
Okay.
Okay.
We can discuss privately about the
Okay.
best questionnaire. Okay, let's go ahead, Lukman.
Oke. Untuk sesi kuis ini dia akan dibawakan dalam bahasa Indonesia ya. Saya nggak sendiri juga, akan ditemani oleh rekan saya, Hani. Halo, Hani.
Hai.
Hai, how are you, Hani? Semoga tidak bosan ya para partisipan yang masih bertahan. Masih ada 55 nih yang masih bertahan sore hari ini untuk mengikuti kuis. Jadi gimana nih Hani kuisnya sambil saya persiapkan dulu untuk login.
Oke, jadi kita masih ada 2 sesi tersisa ya. Kita mengapresiasi sekali bapak-bapak, ibu-ibu yang masih hadir hingga saat ini sampai akhir acara dan menuju sore. Jadi nanti kita akan mengadakan 5 soal mengenai tentunya mengenai RCDC seperti yang sudah dipaparkan oleh para pembicara kita. Jadi nanti disarankan para peserta untuk tidak merefresh dan juga di sini nanti peserta bisa langsung menuju ke equnic.asia/quiz/webinar. Jadi nanti di situ peserta bisa registrasi, bisa memasukkan key code dengan 0912 seperti itu. Nanti disarankan untuk tidak merefresh ya, dan juga ini sistemnya 1 soal itu 15 detik dan jangan sampai telat karena nanti kalau telat itu akan tidak bisa melanjutkan ke next question seperti itu. Oke Lukman, mungkin bisa langsung di-share saja. Saya coba share di kolom chat ya, jadi untuk para bapak atau ibu bisa langsung mengakses. Oke. Kita tunggu berapa menit nih Lukman untuk
mungkin 2-3 menit ya untuk
3
join.
menit mungkin ya, kita tunggu para peserta.
Okay.
Oh iya, untuk informasi kalau misalnya kita itu ada hadiah menarik ya untuk yang sesi kali ini. Karena ini hadiahnya langsung dari Korea dan ini juga handmade. Jadi ini benar unik ya, souvenir yang unik dari Korea. Untuk sesi ini kita hanya ada 1 pemenang. Jadi silahkan jawab dengan tentunya benar atau tepat dan juga tepat. Karena di sini poin penilaian itu tidak hanya benar saja, tapi juga kecepatan dinilai. Sudah banyak sekali yang bergabung, luar biasa. Ini luar biasa sekali, Lukman.
Iya.
Sampai ini masih banyak banget yang bergabung sama kita ya.
Iya, betul sekali Hani. Oke, jadi nantinya akan ada 5 question ya Hani. Oke, tadi sudah 1 menit nih Hani. Kita tunggu sampai 16.29 gimana?
Oke.
Lalu kita start ya, sampai nunggu yang lain juga pada join.
Oke.
Saya mau.
Gimana sambil menunggu Bapak Ibu di sini udah pada nyoblos? Semoga nanti kita semua bisa dapat para yang amanah dan terbaik untuk kita semua. Nah, sudah banyak sekali bergabung, luar biasa sekali.
Oke, 1 menit terakhir Hani. Wah ini saingannya banyak nih sepertinya. Kita prepare-nya cuma 1 untuk sesi ini.
ya pasti Bapak Ibu pasti pada bisa jawab tadi ya. Ini
Iya, kalau memperhatikan dari awal sampai akhir pasti bisa jawab ya, karena kan ini related sama bahan presentasi hari ini. Jadi, oke Hani, sepertinya sudah 16.29. Apa kita mulai saja? Oke ya, kita mulai ya Hani ya. Kita countdown. 3, 2, 1.
Oke, jadi aksi kan ada beberapa fitur nih. Mana yang bukan fitur dari aksi itu sendiri? 2, 1, lihat. Wow, masih ada beberapa yang salah ternyata ya. Ini jadi yang jawaban yang benar itu adalah mungkin DB replication, karena seperti kita tahu bahwa activity itu mendukung heterogen database ya, jadi berbagai jenis itu bisa didukung.
Kita next ya Hani ke pertanyaan kedua. 1, 2, 3.
Oke, untuk pertanyaan kedua itu apa sih singkatan dari CDC ya? Yakin pasti Bapak Ibu pada bisa menjawab ya. 2, 1, oke. Ini ternyata lumayan banyak juga yang bisa menjawab ya. Oke, di sini Pak Winto memimpin dan Pak Masum. Kita next lagi soal selanjutnya. Oke, seperti saya bilang sebelumnya, kalau aksi di situ support heterogeneous DB replication. Nah, mana yang tidak termasuk ke dalam support on CDC, CDC. Oke, jawabannya adalah B, yaitu not supported text-based replication. Pak Winto dan Pak Masum ini, waduh, ini ketat banget ya. Kita lihat.
Semoga bertahan ya sampai akhir dan jadi juara. Gimana Hani, kita next ke pertanyaan keempat?
Ya,
Oke, 1, 2, 3.
Untuk selanjutnya aktiviti punya fitur manajemen function. Jadi yang tidak termasuk untuk ke dalam manajemen function boleh ditulis. Oke, ternyata lumayan.
Hani, kita memasuki pertanyaan terakhir.
Pak Winto semakin di atas ini ya.
Kita lihat hasilnya, Hani ya. Kita masuk ke pertanyaan kelima.
Kita masuk next question. Ini question yang lumayan sulit ya. Mungkin ini harus lebih teliti menjawabnya. Dan kita lihat siapakah yang paling cepat dan tepat ya. Ini perlu digarisbawahi, tepat dan lebih cepat.
Oke. Selamat Pak Winto memenangkan kuis kita pada sore hari ini. Pemenang pertama, jangan kemana-mana dulu, masih ada beberapa hadiah ya yang akan kita bagikan. Oke Hani, sesi kuis pertama sudah beres?
Yes.
Kita akan
lanjut ke sesi berikutnya. Ini masih ada beberapa hadiah ya, luar biasa.
Masih ada 3 nih, masih ada 3 yang akan diperebutkan nih Hani. Next kuisnya gimana nih?
Oke, seperti biasa kita harus memanfaatkan PostgreSQL, fitur-fitur yang ada di Postgres. Jadi di sini saya akan seperti biasa, seperti webinar-webinar sebelumnya, saya akan menggunakan fitur FDW atau kita kenal Foreign Data Wrapper. Itu salah satu fitur ya, di mana Postgres bisa mengenali external table sebagai internal table. Oke, saya coba share screen. Jadi sini kita bakal ngerandom seperti biasa. Kita perlu 3 orang ya, Lukman ya.
Ada 3 orang. Nantinya gimana? Yang munculnya satu-satu apa langsung
ya,
tiganya muncul?
Biar makin greget kita satu-satu kali ya.
Oke, boleh.
Okay.
Jadi kita pakai FW Postgre aja ya? Nggak pakai. Kalau kemarin kan pakai wheel of name tuh. Kalau sekarang enggak ya?
Enggak, kita manfaatkan kelebihan dari Postgres itu sendiri.
Oke, siap.
Saya coba login ke dalam database. Oke, sebentar. Saya coba siapkan. Ini cukup menegangkan ini ya, siapa yang beruntung mendapatkan souvenir unik dari Korea langsung ya.
Betul sekali.
Luar biasa sekali. Oke, saya coba share screen lagi. Oke, mari bantu saya. Di sini, oh ya, untuk informasi, kalau seluruh data registran itu sudah kita masukkan ya ke dalam database kita. Jadi jangan khawatir, tidak akan terlewat nama-nama para peserta dan Bapak Ibu yang sudah registrasi. Oke, Lukman boleh bantu saya, nanti akan muncul nama pemenang, satu pemenang.
Oke.
Kita countdown.
Kita countdown sekarang ya.
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Siapa yang jadi pemenang pertama? Pak Felix Sutioso. Kita lihat dulu hadir, masih ada di sini apa tidak. Kalau tidak, kita akan mengubahnya ke yang hadir ya?
Ya, betul.
Oke, Pak Felix, halo. Apakah bisa raise hand atau chat jika hadir? Pak Felix?
Pak Felix.
Coba
ini
saya.
Oh,
sepertinya
aja ya.
beliau tidak hadir. Saya sudah cari di kolom attendee. Gimana nih kita ulang lagi?
Ya, kita. Itu ada yang raise hand, Lukman?
Raise hand, wait. Ada Pak Nur Chandra raise hand.
Oh, sorry.
Oke. Belum Pak,
Sorry,
belum Pak. Nanti Pak kalau kepilih
ya,
baru raise hand.
Semoga habis ini ya.
Ya, sepertinya Pak Nur Chandra tidak
selalu
sabar
semangat
untuk.
nih.
Iya, betul.
Oke, saya mulai random ulang lagi ya, Lukman.
Oke, saya hitung mundur lagi ya. 3,
udah muncul nih.
2,
Belum,
1.
di sini belum ya?
Anim Patahna.
Apakah Ibu Anim ada di sini?
Sepertinya Ibu Anim ada. Halo Bu Anim.
Oh, halo Ibu, congratulations.
Boleh raise hand? Oke, ada. Ternyata Bu Anin.
Selamat Ibu Anim. Nanti untuk hadiahnya akan dikomunikasikan oleh tim kami.
Oke, jadi kita sudah dapat satu peserta ya yang mendapatkan
Masih
hadiah.
ada 2 lagi.
Tinggal buka lagi nih.
Siapa nih yang beruntung? Oke, 3, 2, 1. Oh, Pak Aditya Prapancat. Congratulations. Pak Aditya ini rajin sekali ya hadir di webinar, luar biasa.
Peserta yang selalu memantangi website kita.
Luar biasa. Apakah Pak Aditya masih bergabung? Oke, masih bergabung. Congrats Pak Adit. Oke, satu peserta terakhir nih Lukman.
Oke, satu peserta terakhir. Siapa yang akan juara pada sore hari ini?
Boleh bantu.
Kita hitung mundur. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, Pak Ali Nardi.
Pak Ali Nardi apakah ada?
Halo Pak Ali. Kalau masih bergabung bersama kami di sini, mungkin bisa raise hand atau chat.
Tidak ada.
Sudah tidak ada.
Ya, kita ubah ke pemenang yang terakhir, Hani. Siapakah yang akan beruntung?
Semoga masih ada untuk pemenang yang terakhir. 3, 2, 1. Pak Ahmad Rifai, salah satu peserta yang rajin juga nih mengikuti webinar kita.
Kita lihat, tapi sepertinya beliau tidak hadir juga, Hani.
Iya.
Beliau sudah meninggalkan forum.
Ya, oke.
Kita undi lagi.
Nah, kita coba undi ulang. Aduh, siapa nih? 3, 2, 1. Oh, Pak Sigit Wicaksono.
Oh, sepertinya Pak Sigit ada nih. Halo Pak Sigit. Oke, Pak Sigit Wicaksono hadir. Oke, ini berarti sudah komplit ya. Kita sudah punya 3 pemenang nih.
Ya, Pak Sigit Wicaksono ini pemenang udah keberapa kali ya seperti
sepertinya kita ya, sering ya jadi pemenang beruntun gitu di acara webinar Equinix.
Sudah berapa? 3 kali ya kalau nggak salah ya.
Sepertinya iya, Hani. Oke, jadi kita sudah punya 3 pemenang. Pertama tadi Ibu Anim.
Yes,
terus ada Pak Aditya Prapanca dan ada terakhir Pak Sigit
Wicaksono. Oke, congratulations buat semuanya. Mungkin kita masih ada 1 webinar lagi, jadi stay tune. Sampai akhir tahun kita masih ada 1 webinar lagi ya, Lukman.
Betul. Oke, untuk pengumuman best question, mungkin saya akan panggil Pak Luki kali ya untuk announce. Pak Luki,
Oke.
halo.
Halo Lukman.
Oke.
Ya, jadi ini langsung kita umumkan saja untuk best questions ya.
Oke. Siapa yang akan jadi best question kita?
Oke, so congratulations to Pak Budi Hertanto dan Pak Yong Ong atas satu
Oke. Selamat
yang
Pak
sangat
Budi
menarik ya.
Hertanto dan Pak Yong Ong.
Yes.
Oke. Pak Yong Ong dan Pak Budi, selamat. Nanti di akhir acara semua pemenang akan kami hubungi untuk pemrosesan hadiahnya. Jadi pastikan data yang diberikan juga benar agar kami menghubunginya lebih mudah. Oke, saya juga mungkin mau announce ini kali ya, pemenang yang webinar sebelumnya yang dapat. Kita kan kemarin tuh bagi-bagi itu ya, TV, terus ada juga smartwatch, ada juga smart phone. Saya mungkin mau share beberapa foto dari pemenangnya. Nah, ini Hani yang kemarin memenangkan hadiah. Sudah bisa dilihat?
Luar biasa sekali. Sudah.
Oke, ini yang kemarin beberapa pemenang kita yang mendapatkan Smart TV. Ada Pak Bagas Rudi, terus ada juga Pak Biondi yang mendapatkan smartphone, ada juga Pak Winto smartphone, terus smartwatch, ada juga Pak Masum sama Pak Miswanto kalau saya tidak salah. Mereka berempat mendapatkan hadiah di webinar yang sebelumnya. Nah, tidak lupa juga untuk webinar yang tanggal 23 nanti tolong untuk mendaftar di ikonik.asia/webinar tentang Enterprise 11DB atau Postgres Cloud. Pastikan Bapak dan Ibu meluangkan waktunya tanggal 23, masih di jam yang sama, 14.30 acaranya. Oke Hani, mungkin cukupkah kita?
Oke, udah cukup. Dan buat para ini jangan lupa nanti isi feedback form ya setelah ini ya Lukman ya. Dan juga jangan lupa untuk para pemenang bisa tag kita di our social media Equinix Business Solution. Dan untuk informasi webinar selanjutnya itu nanti bisa diupdate di equinix.asia/webinar.
Iya betul. Di YouTube juga ya, jangan lupa like, comment, and subscribe di Equinix Business Solution. Terus kalau di Twitter kita ada di @equinix_asia. Kalau Facebook dan Instagram Equinix Business Solution. Jadi pastikan Bapak dan Ibu pantau update-nya dari kami, event-event kami, acara-acara selanjutnya akan diupdate di sana. Terus kalau misalnya berhalangan juga di webinar sebelumnya menonton video atau recording, bisa mengunjungi website kami juga karena di sana Q&A dokumen ya. List Q&A di webinar sebelumnya ditampilkan. Jadi ya oke. Hani segitu mungkin Hani.
Pamit undur diri. Terima kasih.
Mewakili Equinix, mohon maaf apabila selama berlangsungnya acara terdapat berbagai macam